Hello, Internet! I'm Elliot, the purple-haired doofus, and this is my spoiler-free review of Ready Player One. You may be asking yourself, why the screen? I was trying to set up a color screen because I want to stand up and talk to you guys, because turns out when I'm standing up and I'm talking, I use less ums and uhs and. So I figured I would stand up against something, but all I had is my TV. And it produced a glare. I'm hoping that I can color screen this and do pictures. If I'm doing pictures, that's great. If I'm not, it didn't work. And I'm tired of trying to make it work. But anyways, on with the review. First, let's give a quick summary of what this book is about. It starts out with this video will that the billionaire James Halliday had created to be sent out when he died. Now, James Halliday became a billionaire because he created this virtual reality system. It became so popular that it overtook the internet itself. And this virtual reality system is called the Oasis. Now, the Oasis is this massive multiplayer online game, which many of you know as MMOs. What James decided to do was put an Easter egg into his game. And since he didn't have a living heir to take his money, he decided to make a game out of becoming his heir. And he said, anyone that can find my Easter egg in this massive, massive virtual world that I've created, and you have all helped build even bigger, can win my $250 billion. Enter Wade Watts, an avid gamer who loves the Oasis. And he has no prospects after he gets out of high school. So he believes that he will be the one to find the Easter egg. He studies the life of James Halliday and gets more and more informed on everything that Halliday does. From his love of 80s movies to every single move that he made when he was younger, to the people that he grew up with, he practically lived his life so that he could understand James Halliday. Wade Watts becomes a hunter of the egg, which is called a gunter in the book. And as he's gunting, I guess you would call it, he gets closer and closer to the egg, and people start hunting him down, virtually and realistically. There's this government corporation that wants to tear down the Oasis, so they're looking to find the Easter egg so that they can use all of that money to make the Oasis something that people have to buy into. When they see that Wade has gotten closer, they invite him over, and that's when the hunt for Wade begins for them. I don't want to talk any more about the plot because I'm afraid if I do, I'll give it away. I just want to say that the plot itself is brilliant. And in order to tell you how brilliant it is, I would have to go into the pros and cons of this book, which I will do right now. Pro. There are loads and loads and loads of 80s references in this book. You can't read a chapter without hitting at least 3 different 80s references. It's that jam-packed with them. And that is awesome. Con. There was one 80s reference to a movie that I hate. And if you've seen it, you probably know why I, Elliot the purple-haired doofus, hate that movie. Pro. This book taught me everything that I need to know about bromance. As the bromance between Wade and his best friend in the game blossoms and gets better and better and better. And his best friend just proves that he is the best guy ever. Con. Now this is just a personal preference, but there is a romance angle to this story. I myself am not a huge fan of romance. So if you like romance, that's great. You'll love that part of the book. I myself did not. Pro. As I mentioned before, this is a solid story. Everything about this story from beginning to end makes sense. It clicks. It's a great read. Con. The twists that come up in the story, and there aren't that many, are kind of weak. You kind of see them coming a mile away. Again, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but when they show up, it feels almost as if they were just kind of tossed in later after he had already finished the story, and there are a couple lines in there that just kind of drive that fact in. And it feels weird. Overall, I loved this book. I would give it 4 out of 5 video game cartridges. You should definitely pick it up if you love adventure, if you love 80s, if you love video games. You're going to love this book. I almost forgot to mention that this book is being made into a movie currently. They are casting currently as I record this. And some of the scenes in the book are so visual that I hope that they can live up to the hype that the book has written for them. One of the characters has recently been cast, and I feel it is perfect. The actor that they cast for that character is perfect. If you would like to see a more in-depth review filled with spoilers that tells you everything that happens in that book, you can watch my chapter-by-chapter read-through, where I read at least 1 chapter a day, sometimes up to 3, and review those chapters themselves. The next book that I will be reading, chapter by chapter, is The Seventh Bride by T. Kingfisher. There is a small difference to what I'm doing with this book, though, rather than just doing 1 chapter per day. Ready Player One is just about 375 pages, and it took me a month and a half to read it. Not because I'm a slow reader, but because I wanted to try out doing a chapter a day and see how long that took me. It took me far longer than it should for me to read a book of that size. That's why when it comes to The Seventh Bride, I'm going to try and finish this book in 1 week. And I'm going to try and finish all of the other books that I read in 1 week. So that means that Monday, I will be reviewing chapters 1 through 5 of The Seventh Bride. At least 5. I think it's 5. It might be 6. But you should at least read to 5, and if I say 6 at the beginning of the video, you'll have 1 more chapter to read before you can watch it. But anyways, next week I will be reviewing the entirety of The Seventh Bride by T. Kingfisher. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you enjoyed the series that I did for Ready Player One. And I look forward to you enjoying many other books that I review chapter by chapter, or do a spoiler-free review like this. I have been the purple-haired doofus, reminding you to watch your pajamas, and I will see all of you in the first chapters of The Seventh Bride by T. Kingfisher. Toodles!